I'm coming to you live from inside a Fumito Ueda video game to tell you about another 16-bit superhero title. It is Judge Dredd from 1995. I looked at this on the Super Nintendo system, and I have to be honest, I'm not quite sure if Judge Dredd qualifies as a 16-bit superhero, although, of course, there is a long-running comic series and the 2000 AD comic series. This game is based on the old Sylvester Stallone movie, loosely based. The developers, I found out, actually digitized elements of the sets that were in the film, although you can't really tell because everything is kind of just like a traditional scrolling action-adventure run-and-gun type game. There's some platform navigation that you have to do. There's some ladders that you have to find, some switches that you have to pull to open up different doors, to access different areas so you can take out different bad guys. There's lots of crates and things to blow up. You've got a bunch of different weaponry, but for the most part, you're really sticking to your tried and true super pistol. I don't know what it's called in the Judge Dredd lore, which actually is pretty effective. It takes down the bad guys quite well. One thing that I really like about this game is that you can choose to kill everybody, or you can actually handcuff them, and then a little robot will fly out and take away the bad guys. So you don't necessarily have to be a murderous scum, although you're the judge, so if you want to just slay everybody, you can absolutely do that. I thought the visuals were pretty solid with this game. I actually like the run animation. It's got a pretty good fluidity and a pretty good sense of pace. There is some repetition in the environments for sure, and I also did find that there was it was a little obscure what some of, what was available to me and what wasn't. Could I pass through this wall at this point or could I not? I mean, some of the elements in the background sort of blend into each other, and I found like I would run up to something that I thought I could pass through, but I couldn't, or I would run right by a ladder, or you can dangle from some overhead handholds as well. And the levels kind of break down like that over and over again, and every once in a while, of course, you're going to take out a bunch of bad guys, you're going to blow up the crates that you're supposed to. You can actually walk up to computer terminals in this game and see how you're doing. You can see what the health of Judge Dredd is like. You can check out the percentile on your shooting accuracy, and also all of the different objectives that you have to complete. There's like the major objectives that will allow you to pass on to the next level, or there are sub-objectives you basically get some applause from the video game for. One thing that I really didn't like in this game is that there was a Mode 7 kind of racing sequence where I didn't know what the hell I was looking at. It just looked like everything got squished into a pancake, and I could move a cursor around, and I was, I guess, trying to shoot at other people on flying hover bikes coming at me. I didn't know what I was looking at. It was terribly done. The bosses in Judge Dredd, I think, are a little bit underwhelming, particularly in contrast to the other 60-bit superhero titles that I've been playing. Maybe it's because I don't know the lore quite as well. I haven't really read the Judge Dredd books. So when I see these bosses in this game, it's like, well, there's a big hulking guy there. Okay, let's take him out. I think there are better run-and-guns. I mean, I just recently reviewed the Batman and Robin game on Sega Genesis, so I'm kind of, jumping into this, it feels a little antiquated and a little creaky comparative to the speed and the polish of the Adventures of Batman and Robin on Genesis. But I think this does a pretty decent job of honoring Judge Dredd. The game was made by Probe, which was based in the UK, and you could tell that the developers really wanted to make something quite special here. And I think, if you're a Judge Dredd superfan, likely you own this game and you love it, but I think it placates that group. I think it's a solid game for the people that really know and love this lore and want to get lost in it game-wise. Judge Dredd overall, pretty decent. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10.